Okay, hello everyone, it is Tsuki. Welcome back to the Let's Play. And as you can see, we are just about to enter the Labyrinth of the Ancients. We spent a whole video last time unlocking the Crystal Tower, and the Labyrinth of the Ancients is the first part of the Alliance raid. It's also going to be our first time being in an Alliance raid in this series. Basically just 3 parties of 8 people. And there's also a slightly different layout because it's actually 5 DPS, 2 healers, and 1 tank. So it's the one time where DPS queues are actually fairly decent, whilst tank queues are slightly longer to actually kind of lengthy. It really just depends. I have tanked some of these more recently. The queue times aren't that bad, but yeah, considering that there's only 3 tank slots per 24 people. For once, tanks actually do have a long queue for these types of things, but everywhere else, they're totally fine. Just something to keep in mind if you decide to play a tank, I guess. Alright. Now, because there are 24 people, a lot of these tend to get fairly chaotic just because there's more people, there's more mechanics, there's more things for people to mess up or do improperly, or to just flat out troll people. So yeah, be prepared for somewhat of a crazy run whenever you do these, although just you can get smooth runs. It's just they're more rare than than just a straight out messy run. But since these are fairly old and outdated, just the gear discrepancy might actually just be enough to handle and mop up and basically clean up any of the messy mistakes anyone might make, so it might not be that bad. However, there are definitely a handful of mechanics that will make this very much more painful than it has to be if not handled properly, but we'll get to that. AoE here. Now these enemies, yeah, do the cleave, the look, which actually does hurt a bit. Maybe I'll pop Bloodbath. Oh, look at all that! Look at that Death Blossom Bloodbath action. Yeah, I took off Goat to put on Bloodbath, just because Goat's really not that useful unless you are AoEing, really. Now these Valifors also do have a tail swipe you need to watch out for if you're behind them for any reason. Oh, we actually had 2 deaths there. 3 deaths, looks like. Wow. You can actually just pull all this stuff to the middle and then AoE it all down. I'm just gonna focus on the Greater Demon right now though. I should have turned on ACT, that would have been fun. What alliance are we? We're A. Yeah, it's also worth noting which alliance you are, because that does depend on certain mechanics you'll do, and mostly just positioning. Usually whenever there are ad phases, there'll be 3 different ads, and depending on which alliance you are, it depends on which ad you should be attacking. And that causes a lot of problems, even in the more recent alliance raid that just released like maybe a month ago. That tends to be a big problem that a lot of people have trouble with, is sticking to where their alliance should be. There's an awful lot of ninjas in this alliance. I saw all the Dotons. Oh, there's only actually 3. I also like how there's just nonchalantly all these deaths happening. You'll also notice that in the bottom right, that's where I keep my alliance bars. Basically, all that really shows you is jobs and their health bars, obviously, and then also if there's like a red triangle, that just means they have a debuff. It doesn't show you how many debuffs or what kind of debuff. So you still have to kind of hover over them to figure out what's going on, but it's basic information that is helpful. Now, I think they changed these so you don't actually have to take them. It's not as important taking these all the way to the edge, which is a good thing because apparently nobody's doing them. Oh no, you're following me. Good job, me. Nope, never mind. Nope. We're just gonna ignore the mechanics and die. Good job, everybody. So the mechanic there is to actually pull the skeletons to the edge so that they don't all run to the middle, because when they make it to the middle without you killing them, they blow up. And no one does that apparently anymore. I guess joke's on me. This used to wipe a lot of people back in, well, back in the still now. I guess. I was about to say back in the day, but it's still wiping people. So that's cool. There's literally no one attacking the ads. Because I guess we don't like doing mechanics anymore. I don't even know if I want to accept this raise, because it's just going to happen again. And then I'm going to die again. So I'm going to wait until all these skeletons blow up. Look at all the deaths happening. This is so great. See, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Oh, I still died. Good job. Do I have Alliance chat on? Because that would be amazing. Hold on, let me check this. I might have turned it off because Alliance chat can get very annoying. Nope, I have all my chats on. No one talks, I guess. No one wants to communicate. I am just gonna respawn after they kill this. There's no reason for me to get back up with weakness. Wow, they let the tank die too. What in the world is going on? All the tanks are dead. All three of them. Wow. Remember when I said this would be a messy run? Yeah, well, I was right. Oh man. To be fair, this is very representative of how things were in 2.1 when this released. Nobody did the mechanics. I'm just gonna hang out the teleporter because as soon as they walk far enough, it will activate, and I can just teleport exactly to where they are. It's just like Thorn March all over again. Although Thorn March was really just because one tank was not doing anything. In this case, it's like it's on everyone because nobody did anything. I was the only one trying, and then I ended up dying because I was too far away, and I was getting auto attacked, and I didn't get any heals for it. So that's fun. So for this particular trash pull, you need to have 4 people standing on the back pad. Typically, you'll have your 2 healers and any range you have. There are enough range and healers, and then everyone else can go up and attack our Tomos ad up there. You only need 4 people though, so if you have surplus ranged, then you can go ahead and just run up or send more people to run up. We have a spare though, which is interesting. Well, yeah, this is happening. Can you? Oh, you can actually get your combos off. That's nice. I imagine that's the spare who's standing over there. That should be at C. Okay, why do we have so many of non-A in here? What? 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 Okay, I thought there was one. There's like a ton of people here. There's 5 people here who should not be here, which is interesting. I am slowly beginning to suspect that we might be being trolled, which does happen, unfortunately. Like, sometimes you'll just get people who want to have their fun, then you'll get 8 people who queue in so that, or at least a majority of a party to queue in so that you can't kick them, and they'll just make the run go wrong in as many ways as possible because that's amusing to them, which is kind of unfortunate that people need to have fun by making things unfun for other people. And I'm not saying that these people are deliberately trolling. There's not enough evidence to point to that yet. I'm just saying that people aren't paying attention at the very least. But there are people who do troll out there, and to that I say that's kind of unfortunate that people decide to have their fun in that manner. Hey, we did it! We had so many extras. Thankfully, you can't really mess up this next boss too much. Basically, there will be pots for each party to guard and heal, and those pots will make some of the other people invisible, and once you're invisible, you do half damage, but you can actually attack the boss. If you're not invisible, you can't actually attack Thanatos here. So you do have to be invisible in order to attack him. And it looks like we get invisibility first. Unfortunately, the boss after this one, which I believe is the Kaiser behemoth, you can mess that up in a very large multitude of ways. So I'm very concerned about how that's gonna play out. Now, if you are non-invisible, your duty is basically you're on ad duty basically, and if you're the healers, then you're just making sure your pot stays alive. Because if all 3 pots end up dying, I'm pretty sure it just wipes you, because then you have absolutely no way to attack the boss anymore. It looks like I just silenced one of his abilities, which is kind of funny. This was back in the era where silencing was actually still a thing that you had to do. It was actually very in to silence things. You had turn 2, you had to silence stuff. Chimera, you silence stuff. There's a lot of silencing all over the place. Oh, this next trash pull can also be a bit challenging for some people as well. It basically starts the trend of separate ads. If the ads are too close, they make the bomb in the middle grow faster, and if the bomb actually grows up, it'll explode. And this will be a common thing with tethers and alliance raids, is that you typically want to keep things separated. But again, like geared, we're so overgeared. The majority of us are just so overgeared that it doesn't even matter for a lot of these things. Like, a ton of people died in the first boss because people were neglecting to do ads and mechanics properly. But we still made it through just because we happen to have enough gear or for some of the people to live through it. I didn't, because I have slightly less gear than most other people, and also because I was getting auto-attacked by an ad, but, you know. kill these balloons. If these are left alive too long, they explode. So, and there'll also be other ones that go towards the boss in the middle, or I guess it's not technically a boss, it's just an ad. They'll go towards the bomb in the middle, like these one right here. And you just want to kill those before they reach the middle. If they do, they just make the bomb grow faster. It looks like somebody didn't kill their balloon, because it just blew up on the raid. And that's the thing too, like, it's the entire raid, it's not just the party, it's the raid, like, it is a raid. Also, I just messed up there, I should have refreshed Huton. Oh well, I'll be without Huton for a few seconds. I really miss Armor Crush. I'm so used to having Armor Crush and not having to actually recast Huton. It's actually kind of difficult for me to get out of that habit. Yeah, that blew up. That's fun. It looks like nobody wants to kill ads, which is, it's gonna cause a lot of problems. I foresee us wiping at least once on the last boss. There's a specific mechanic that requires people to be in a certain spot when he does a certain attack, and if not enough people are standing in that spot, everyone dies. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. So the way this next boss is supposed to be handled is that there are ads, you kill the ads, and there are also 4 towers in kind of the edges of the arena here, and basically periodically the towers will be targetable. You're supposed to press like a button on the towers, and if you don't, then the towers just kind of start pulsating and doing a bunch of damage, and you don't really want that, but honestly I think you can just heal through it now, so who knows if that's even anything important anymore. Wow, really? You gave the meteor markers to melee DPS? That's messed up. Also, there are these meteor markers. If you get them, you want to kind of move away from the boss. I'm going toward this one because I don't trust any of the other ones. And then you just have to be behind one when he casts Ecliptic Meteor. I don't even think anyone kills them. No one's killing these ads. Why am I attacking them? Casting Ecliptic Meteor again. Oh, kills a couple of people. Hey, the behemoth's dead. Woohoo! I'm kind of. It's kind of weird how you get a cutscene for that, but okay. I am just gonna skip this. I think it's just showing us that the elevator is down. Probably shows us the introduction to the boss, or the final boss. What's his name now? Phlegathon or something? He used to be called Acheron, but then they changed it in like 2.5 because they had actual Acheron ads in one of the later raids, so they had to change his name, which is kind of funny that they bothered to do that, but you know, okay then. So when this boss casts Ancient Flare, you want to head back to the paths that we established. Bro. We established each alliance has their own, or each party has their own pad that they need to stand on, and you have at least 4 people standing on each of the 3 pads in order to bring up this barrier, and that barrier will keep us from getting killed by Ancient Flare, assuming you're on the right side of it. And this is one of the most difficult things for people to do, apparently, because I have been killed by Ancient Flare so many times. Oh, there it is. Somebody died. Yeah, Labyrinth of the Ancients and Circus Tower, which is the one after this one. They're not as fun as they used to be. They used to be a lot more fun back then when you didn't have all this extra gear to burn through phases super fast. World of Darkness, which is the final one, the third one, actually it does retain some of its difficulty. Oh, just barely got that up in time. Just because you're synced down to a level that's about the level where you're supposed to be when you tackled it in the first place. So that one's still a little bit of fun. Come on, come on. And you saw me, I was like one of the only few people attacking the Claws. The Claws will just basically randomly attach themselves to a player, and if you're attached, you can't move, you can't do anything, so that's why I attacked them. Although I guess we're in the time where we just don't care about mechanics and we just want to rush through everything, so it kind of sucks, but that's just the nature of some players. Some players just want to get through things as fast as possible, ignore everything else, and that's it's unfortunate, but that is how it is, and you do have to kind of just accept it. Okay, I don't actually want any of this stuff, so I'm just gonna leave. Goodbye, everybody. But that was Labyrinth of the Ancients, kinda. It's really not representative of how it used to be. But I guess it is representative of how it's going to be from now on. So there's that. We do have some story though. Forgot about that. Oh, hello, Sid. Ho there. Ho there? Ho there. Yo, I should try greeting somebody by saying ho there. I mean, it wasn't just my skill, there was 23 other people here. I like how it's like the only one trying to do things properly and everyone is just like, nah, screw it. We don't want to do things properly. Back before they nerfed the first boss, with the dragon, basically with the skeletons. Before they nerfed that boss, if we had done what we had done earlier in this raid, where we just completely ignored all 6 of them, it would have wiped everyone. Like, it got really close to wiping everyone already, but before they nerfed it, it would have just hands down wiped everyone. So I kind of wish they had kept it the way it was, so that people would actually have to do it the proper way. But alas. Thankfully, I don't think they've gone back and nerfed any of the other Alliance fights since so far. Like, there was one fight in particular in Heavensward where people were actually petitioning for them not to readjust it and nerf it, because they wanted to keep the difficulty the way it was, because it was a fairly difficult fight for certain people who couldn't position themselves properly and handle mechanics. But they stuck by it, and they didn't nerf it, so good on them, which is good. And yeah, we haven't actually entered the tower at all. We've basically just entered like the entrance. We went through a maze to get to the entrance of the tower, basically. That's what Labyrinth of the Ancients basically was. And now we're looking at the tower. We'll be going inside of the actual tower in the next part of the raid, which I'm not sure if we're going to do that next or not. We can, because that was released in 2.3, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But we'll have to wait and see what I decide I want to do, because I don't really have a plan on how to tackle all these different pieces of content, because there's a lot of content to get through once you hit to 50, and then likewise once you hit level 60, there's going to be a ton of content to get through then as well. and I don't really have any particular plan. I've been trying to keep things kind of in order, so I haven't done like any of the stuff that you'd see in 2.4 or 2.5 yet. And I've been trying to do things kind of in the order they were released. And we've been doing alright so far with that. Because we just finished up patch 2.2 story not too long ago. And Labyrinth of the Ancients is actually 2.1. Circus Tower, which is the next part of the Crystal Tower raids, was released in 2.3. So we're technically we're at the start of 2.3, so it makes sense to be doing these stuff now as well, or we could do it after that we finish the story as well. So let's finish this up. Oh, that was it. Okay then. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna save that quest for later so that I can keep it all in one video. And we can keep all the Circus Tower stuff in one video. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I actually have to do something real quick. So yeah, I'm glad that that worked out and that we finished the raid fairly quickly. It was about 20 minutes, a little less than that. So hopefully you enjoyed. It wasn't exactly as fun as it used to be. I definitely had a lot of fun with Labyrinth of the Ancients back in 2.1 days, but it's not quite the same anymore, and we were the only ones trying to do mechanics, it seemed, which was a bit unfortunate, but oh well, we got through it in the end. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. So till then, sayonara, bye bye.